That was the first take, so we're gonna do a second take that doesn't suck as bad. This is the 240 SX convertible back to coupe project. Before I get started, I'd like to thank everyone that watched my first 3 videos and that have subscribed to the channel. I will attempt to upload 3 to 5 videos every week. I'm going to have 2 formats: short videos for people that just want to see highlights and see the work go by fast, and full-length videos for people that want to see every step of the process. And if enough people ask, I will break some videos down into some smaller step-by-step things. I do skip over a lot of things that are just mechanical because, as my name implies, I'm not really a mechanic. So the mechanical side of this is secondary to the fabrication and custom stuff. So Pseudo Mechanic PayPal and Pseudo Mechanic on Patreon. So in this video, I'm going to prep the car to make the back end of the car shorter. From the wheel well forward will not be modified at all. So I'm going to remove everything underneath the back of the fender skin, shorten the fender skin, and there will be approximately an inch behind the fender well to the back of the metal, and then it will have some bumper behind that. I'm doing that so that I can move the what's left of the original top forward so that the whole top of the car will be shorter. Because there's no top on the car as is, and there are no rules as to how I can put one back on. Of course, I could buy an original top, put it back on, put some bracing in it, and it would be done. But why build a standard looking Nissan Coupe when I can just buy one? So this is about building things that I cannot buy because nobody makes them. This is the underside of the 240 SX. This is the back of the car. This is the wheel well opening. So the way I'm going to shorten this car is I'm going to take this flange here and put it on this flange here. So all of this in the middle will be gone. That way the car is essentially still the same as it was from the factory, just shorter. Now, the frame rail up here is perfectly straight for the whole portion of where I'm going to shorten the car. Here's a view of the passenger side, and you can see the frame rail is nearly perfectly straight and nearly perfectly parallel to the other frame rail. So it really is just a process of cutting in 2 places, moving and welding it back together. On the passenger side, I have some rust here. So moving this flange forward to that flange will also mean that I can get rid of all the rust on the car. So there's the underside of the back of the fender. And the underside of the frame rail, I've already removed the gas tank. I'm not going to modify any of the rear suspension. The gas tank will be sitting in what used to be the back seat of the car, but it will be completely sealed off from the inside. So center of gravity, center of mass, and all of that will be improved. So I've stripped off all the sealant, removed as much of the rust as would come off with a wire wheel, and this is what we have. The original top, where the fender and the top meet, is pinch welded together, and then there's a big open spot, and it's that way on both sides. It's that way on all the 240SX convertibles I've seen. Someone has asked, why is it that all the 240 convertibles rust under the door, behind the front door? And this is exactly the reason right here. The next step in the process is cutting out the floor of the trunk. I will not reuse it, and with it removed I'll have an easier view of the rear frame rails of the So with the floor removed in the trunk, you can see that the frame, this rear differential area, is all still intact and very straight. So I'm going to cut from about the right edge of that piece of black steel to somewhere around the exhaust hanger, and then move the whole back of the car.